with the sports, he can actually give a lot of good stuffs. That was really nice. Dr. Lata Murthy, I actually met her in Bangalore personally. I never knew I'll be coming back today when I'll be hosting the panel discussion. As morning, I just think that you are also part of the panel discussion. And then I later came to know she is also the mother of Shashiji. So the world is round, that's the proof. Lata Murthy ji is an excellent academician. I still remember we had a good talk, good discussion on a couple of things, especially on the early childhood education. I never had an interaction with the higher education segment, but I can see she's an acclaimed academician, and right now she's a chairperson and president of a social and educational trust. The third panelist, what I can see, Dr. Hemlata Murthy. Definitely, this is the first interaction I have. And
Yes, sir.
Dr. Hemlata Murthy ji is the director of WPS Group. And for the audience, WPS Group is a good group of schools. And I'm sure as a director, she has been giving her best.
Yes.
For the panel, this is Amitav. I'll be hosting it particularly. So I have been working in very kind of across the domain from early childhood to K-12 to higher education. So I am an associate dean of a college in Mumbai. This is the first management college who has started giving specialized degree in the sports management. Because right now what happens, particularly the sports management is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but you can't take a finance guy and just put in the sports, or probably you can't take an analyst and put in the star sports. It doesn't work that way. You need a lot of specialized manpower, right? So foreign countries, yes, there is a lot of demand. In India, 10 years back, 13 years back, we started. The bachelor's and master's are given by Mumbai University. We do have two PG courses as well. Apart from my regular, so very recently we have been received a prestigious award by the president himself in 2020. It was a quite kind of prestigious honor that we received in 2020 during lockdown. Apart from my regular journey with the higher education, I am associated with Abhyuday. I am in the mentor panel. Abhyuday is the social body of IIT Bombay. I am also in the mentor panel of Startup India Hub, which is an initiative of Government of India. I am also in the mentor panel of Atal Innovation Mission, which is helping Niti Aayog particularly in the journey of the school and the higher education, and I am in the mentor panel itself. So that is something I have been trying to do, kind of stuff. That is, apart from that, I have a lot of work which I still feel that need to do more, the helping the underprivileged kids. So I love to do that. Probably if you ask me someday if I can leave everything and probably after retirement I can start something for the underprivileged kids, I'll be more than happy to do. And probably Lata ji will be relating because we had a lot of discussion on the affordable public school, private school, and the way the fee structure happen and all. So we had a very good memory on that.
Yes, I would like to tell you too, you can join our trust, for social responsibility.
I'm more than happy to do. More than happy to do.
Thank
So in terms of the topic, I was having a discussion with Dr. Shashi ji, probably the online fatigue. Before I open the forum for the panel, I believe the online topic right now is a very apt topic. Of course, we will be covering right now for the student segment, but if I see the nomenclature, online fatigue is applicable for you, it's applicable for me, it's applicable for students, it's applicable for parents, teacher, everybody. Whether it's a high school, whether it's a college, whether it's a senior, whether it's a junior KG, because the online thing is going K and Y. And what we have observed the last year, physical delivery is still less stressful. Online delivery, unfortunately, parents don't understand the back end struggle or probably the hard work teachers put. That's an unfortunate story. They always come back and ask that please reduce the fees. It's a problem for the schools as well as the college itself. But probably if you ask me, I have personally seen, or my experience is the effort that school principal or the school trustees or the school I think I'll ask this question to Mohanji as well. But as well as the teachers who are the backbone, the effort is at least twice or more than twice. Keeping the energy up, delivering things online, managing home, it's not easy what teachers are doing right now. Now the challenge is, I have a different set of problem because I am handling the higher education students, so they are slightly matured. Of course, I have a different set of challenge, but from the school, it's a different age at all. There are certain set of students, they are completely controlled by parents because parents directly sit during the lectures. I'm talking about the lower group of the students on the like KG, grade 1 and 2. But the moment
Yes.
you are slightly up, there is no control. And the challenge lies there. So how you guys are facing, because the reason behind asking, last year we all had a hope that this year probably the school will open. So students, parents, everybody was already exhausted. Now this time we have gone to square one, and probably we might have to, I don't know, even if it goes all, we may start the school or something like that. But those who are already exhausted, those who are already having an online fatigue, we are starting the new academy year again. So the challenge probably is double than the last year. My aim of this session will be to have some good learning about the good practices, so that the audience can learn from you all that what are the good practices you are having, both as an academician as well as the parent as well as the teacher, because end of the day they are handling their kids at home. How you are motivating, what kind of activities can be done, you know, of course we'll be coming to the security and the other part, but do's and don'ts is very much important, because till today, in spite of the fact 1 year we have passed, the parents are confused what to be done. They have just bought the tablet, they have given the laptop, but they are still confused how to go ahead in the online mode. So panel is open. I'll go to Mohan ji first. What is your experience and what is the kind of how you are facing it at your school, and how you are coping up with it? What are the kind of good practices you have adopted? Mohan ji, you are in mute. If you can just, we can't hear you. Mohan ji, we
So you
can't
need to
hear you.
unmute yourself. You need to unmute, sir.
So probably we can go to Lata ji till that time Mohan ji comes back. Lata ji, what is your experience? Because you have been working in diversified schools.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Amitava, as well as Dr. Shashi Pandey, the entire team of EduTalk, and all the esteemed panelists. And thank you that you introduced me very well. And I'm glad that I'm here today to discuss a few things about online fatigue and the do's and don'ts that we are supposed to do. But this is a real fact. Okay. Now it is said that each online each minute, okay, so taking from the age group of probably nursery students, they might be about 2 years old, 2.5 years old, 3 years old, from that age to the adulthood, right? Whatever age, even at the age of 50, 60, 70, 80, we are always on the phone. Yes. And nowadays we are stuck to the home front, and sitting at home, we are always on our mobile. You will see everybody at home. Each one of us will have a mobile phone in our hand, and then we would be WhatsApp. We'll be doing some WhatsApp messages, or we would be, checking our mails, or we'll be watching a movie, or watching serials and all that on the gadgets, whatever we are using. Let it be laptops, let it be your desktops, or let it be your tablets, phones, and rest of the things. Now what has happened last maybe more than 1.5 year time? We are all locked inside our house. Yes. And then What are we doing? We are stressing ourselves due to some reasons, and we are not following what we have to do, how we have to de-stress ourselves. And why are we getting this online fatigue? The main reason is because we are most of the time on the phones. That is the main reason. But are we following, see, we have so many, videos, we have so many things on the Google itself, we can search and then we can find out, why am I getting this fatigue? But are we following that? I don't think so we are following, isn't it? So what are we going to do now? How are we going to, how much can we work on systems and whatever, we are doing? How much can we do in a day? Now, as per the survey done in January 2021, okay, it is believed that the internet fatigue had led to many grave issues related to health and mental and physical health. And this fatigue has led to absenteeism among students for the online classes. And it has also led the teachers, they're not well and all that, and, they are remaining absent from the classes. I'm telling you, this is a general issue what we have faced. And also the employees of the banks or MNCs or whoever, or wherever, and they apply leave now and then because, they've got severe headache and they're not able to withstand, and, they're listening to COVID issues, in the neighborhood, and the friends and everybody, they are putting more of this COVID issues in the minds of the society. So what's happening is that everybody is getting depressed, and everybody, because of this, that's the main reason that online fatigue is happening, because we are not healthy. We have to take care of our health, and also we have to take care of our the timings and all that. And what happens is that we are getting worn out. We feel that we are worn out. We are not able to handle. See, I myself, every day, I used to do webinars now and then I used to do, and finally I got, tired, and I felt that I'm wearing off, and I felt that I'm not able to do this on a regular basis. Yesterday I was with Getty, that is a global education talk initiatives. So like that, now and then, every day, if I'm on the screen for 3 hours, more than 3 hours, I really get, upset about it. So we as a human being, we as an individual, we have to definitely think about, how we have to, maintain ourselves in front of the screen. How, or what is that, I'm going to do, and all that. And we have our team meetings also. We have our team meetings, we have our office meetings, and all this is going on. So how do we control? We should ensure that not more than 3 hours continuously we should not be on the screen. All right. So what I feel is that we need to be online all the time during the virtual meetings and all that, as I have mentioned. What I feel that we have to limit to this, and then we also have to apply the golden rule of 120 minutes for online meetings per week, if you want to beat the side effects of our online fatigue. And this is, it is really, doable, and we can ensure that, sorry? Yeah, it is doable, and we can do it, and we have to prioritize the value of online, classes or whatever it is. The students have to take initiative. The parents have to help the students out, and we also have to take care of ourselves. We have to go out, have some fresh air, come back, eat healthier, and then drink more water. Have a glass by your desk when you are working. When a student is working, the student also can take take sips of water, and then the student also has to practice good sleep and hygiene as well. Now, as you mentioned, Mr. Amitava, that new academic, yes, we are going to start with the new academic from the month of June or May end. Yes, definitely there would be a challenge in regards to the same.
Dr. Lata, just a second. The host, if you can just put everybody mute and just keep Dr. Lata unmute so that we both can speak, because there are some disturbance which is coming. Please put all the speakers in mute. Just unmute when I will be asking particular question to a particular person. That will be a very controlled part.
আমি কিছু করছি নাকি ওদের কি হইলো মিউট
I can see some sounds are coming. If you can just mute everybody.
না ওদের ওদের সাথে বলছি মিউট করতে আমি তো না দেখি আমার আবার
Can everybody please put your mobile or the system in mute, because there are a lot of disturbance which is coming, which is very annoying.
ডিস্টারবেন্স হচ্ছে তাহলে আমি বন্ধ করেছি না ওইটার জন্য না এটা ওর আমি যে একটা কি টিপলাম না না টিভির জন্য না আমার জন্য গেছে তাহলে আমার তো
Okay, or it will be great if you can just don't talk.
Yes, I think we can continue, Mr.
participants,
Amitabh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Host
yes,
can
definitely,
আমি করলে তো
definitely there would be issues or there would be some concerns, and it will be challenging too in the coming for the students and the parents as well, because the time for the screen exposure is very important. And however, the government had decided that we should minimize the number of periods or number of minutes for each standards, the levels, different grade levels. And so if we stick to that, as well as we have very innovative and creative ideas of teaching methodology regards to the teaching, yes, definitely it will work out, and it will be a very good opportunity for everybody to be learning online. The schools might or might not start on before the October or November of this year, or you can take it for the next academic session. If the schools reopen, it would be hybrid or blended learning according to the situation at present. And for this, online learning is very important because we cannot stay without learning. Students have to, upgrade themselves. Teachers have to upgrade themselves using technology. And how we are going to take all this further? It's in the hands of the institutions and the management who are going to take the best technology for the students. And in this way, definitely we can take this challenging situation and we can resolve any concerns or issues what we have. That is from my end.
Great.
And yes.
Yeah, you have given two very critical points here, which I would like to have
Yeah.
further expansion from Dr. Hemlata ji as well. I don't know whether you Mr. MP Sharma, if you can just give a
Yeah,
test,
yeah.
if you can fantastic,
Amrita?
fantastic.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes,
You
absolutely.
are right now.
Absolutely. Welcome
Okay.
back.
Thank you very much, Lata ji. On the outset, I would like to congratulate the EduTalk because I've been a part of this forum from the very first, which took place in Amity way back about 3 years back. And then in Delhi, when Mr. Sisodia was there, and after that in Coimbatore, I think this is the 4th occasion. Well, it's a very crucial point, Amritva, which you have taken up, and a very relevant one. You see, the role and goals have gone for a toss. The teachers were the first community to get up and get into the buses, metro, and rush to their schools.
Absolutely.
And you would see, the police scopes brandishing dandas, doing chalans, who are now distributing masks, distributing food.
Yes.
And these teachers who are now locked at home, and you don't know for how long. And this unlearning, relearning, and learning, which is very common to sportsmen. I am sure you being a sportsman, I have accidentally landed into the education. I am basically a national sportsman with a representation in Asian Games and World Cup. So first we learned to play on a grassy ground, then astroturf, and then, polygrass. So adaptability. the resilience is very uncommon to the academic fraternity, which is causing a lot of trouble, because as a system is the first time we are seeing in life skills that a flexibility has appeared in. The resilience part was completely missing. You know, resilience means you are more like, अगर आपने देखा हो शतूत की टहनी बिल्कुल V shape में आ जाती है, but it doesn't break. So neither we have learned nor our children have learned. So as a result, what we are doing, we are experiencing fatigue. In sports, I hope you realize what fatigue is.
Absolutely.
Our coaches never allow us to take curd because it creates lactic acid and creates, fatiguing element in joints. But unfortunately, in the academic fraternity now, they need to realize one thing, that they have to convert their houses into the workplace. Amritva, what has gone wrong is completely, how we were using laptops prior to this lockdown? Hello?
Yes.
How we were using laptop, first thing for the teacher is to create a small place where, a complete work environment is there.
That itself is a struggle.
You need not have a very big place. What I have done is, I'm giving you a very practical solution. Previously, my study room was close to my kitchen and bedroom. So I could hear the cooker voice coming, I immediately shifted once in March, the lockdown started, I shifted my office to the gallery. Where you see it is my gallery, in background you can make out, so that my workplace is disconnected with the home. And I get ready as I used to previously get ready. Coincidentally, you'll realize in the school education, our fraternity is majority are female, who are the focal points of the family. And once everybody is at home, if they are not conditioned, I'll give you a joke. When I start my day now, I was putting a perfume. My wife asked me, who's going to smell it? I said, myself. You see, unless you wear can you play hockey wearing pant? You cannot. My coach told me that one day you have, full pant and play hockey. I could not. So you have to dress up and you have to make sure that your family knows, my family knows, that now Mr. Sharma is going for a work and he is wearing his, today being a Sunday, I could not, say no to Shashi. I have a lot of regard for her. You will see me in a very funky dress, being at home, and in the evening I'll put my cap on.
I think we have lost him. So we will continue the discussion. We have, we'll wait him to come back. So Dr. Hamlata, we have got couple of key points. We might go back to Mr. Sharma if he comes back.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
Yes.
I'm there. So,
Yeah.
what we've done is, one, we have not learned to follow our regular schedule. Secondly, our workplace is not converted into a workplace. Today is a Sunday. Well, I'm dressed into my own evening dress, and even when I cannot go out, I'll take a walk. So there are a couple of things, I was doing a course from Manchester University in prescribed exercises. and a nutrition. For a sportsman, one is that your schedule has to be absolute. Coincidentally, our fraternity from academic remains overboarded. Pragata is very clearly laying down the working hours, which has been reduced from 8 hours to 3 hours. हमको लगता है यार हमें जस्टिफाई करना पड़ता है कि हम 3 घंटे में तो हम उसमें स्पोर्ट्स भी कराएंगे, योगा भी करवाएंगे, we are teaching also. We don't realize this child and also a teacher. I'll cite you an example. I currently look after 3 JP schools in Gautam Budh Nagar which are affiliated with CBSE. I got a call from a teacher saying, sir, I've got a backache and there is a pain in the lower lumbar. I immediately connected with the doctor, Namita. She says, ask the lady, hopefully she's not sitting on the hard surface. We as a teacher, I have remained as a teacher in a modern school in Summerfield, we are not used to of sitting. We are used to of continuously walking. While at home, we are continuously in a sitting mode. So teachers have to learn to do a bit of exercise so that they can remain in a sitting position for 3 hours at least. Coincidentally, we switched over well on time. If I talk about JP schools to online learning, and we had picked up, actually all said and done, I'll tell you, the schemes remain on papers in India. There is a scheme called PEC India. Amrita, have you heard of, there is a scheme called PEC India?
No, Fit India, definitely we are aware. But what
PEC India is physical education cards. It is 1 to 5. And then is a SPEC India, which is 6 onward till 12. So we trained our teachers through PEC teaching various subjects, so that their physical fitness also takes place and this curriculum transaction also takes place. And what has gone wrong completely is our touch with the parents. Coincidentally, in JP group, we neither have an issue with regard to fee football because our connectivity with the parents is absolute. We day in, day out, through the ERP, through the circular, through the website, the school is continuously in touch. Probably it should be one of the schools which are today with pride saying that we get fee footfall has hardly mattered. So what remains for the management, if I look at from the management point of view, that picking up all schemes on time, preparing your teachers to convert their workplaces, their living place into workplace, conducting classes from there, being used to of 3 hours sitting position, following Pragita's guidelines. That is what has taken everything for a toss. Thank you very much. That was my initial take. I thought we'll get to the other panelists.
Sure. No, it's quite insightful. I will go to Dr. Keywords that we have talking about 120 minutes. He was also referring a hybrid model and blended model. Now the challenge is, before I come to the next thing, now 120 minutes is something. The challenge is to complete the syllabus and the portion and the same way
yes.
in the online, right? Because
Yes,
the
yes.
offline, if I take 10 minutes to discuss something, in online typically the time taken is more, and there are a lot of
Yes.
focus group discussion and all happen. So this 120 minutes is still struggling. I have
Yes.
all the kind of regards, no disrespect to the academician, but unfortunately in India, all the academician or the teachers are not at the same level where you are,
Very
or not getting guided by the people like you are, right? So technically they are making routine itself is a struggle for them. And to tweak it in 120 minutes module, it's a challenge, right? And if I go by
Yes.
the logic of hybrid and blended, now blended is still easy because you are using either Zoom or Microsoft
Zoom
Team
or
or probably
Microsoft.
Google Meet or something like that, still it's easy. But the way government is thinking about the hybrid model, now hybrid model is a very costly model.
It's a cost.
Hybrid model is difficult because you have your social distancing, you can't have your double, so you can't afford that, you know, half of the class is sitting here and half of the class will be sitting coming tomorrow. Your cash flow is multiplied by 2. Now you want to go ahead with the hybrid, that itself is at least for one class you need to have 1.5 lakh rupees investment on the hardware and all, which is not feasible at all for all the school. Only the top school or the good school can afford. But if I see the bottom of the pyramid or probably the affordable private school, it's absolutely not a solution. And very crucial point, what Mohanji was talking about, the infra. Now, the moment lockdown started, I converted. So I have 3 BHK in Bombay. So one room I have converted into my work office.
Office space.
But that is not the luxury everybody is having. Right?
Everybody
The
is.
teachers who is having a small room, they can't have a dedicated working place.
Amitva,
Similarly,
sorry to disturb you.
Yeah,
See, we are talking about urban, suburban areas. While we get on to the remote areas,
absolutely.
rural areas, yeah, where there is a house or even a single room where the entire family is leading, or called as if you
Absolutely.
get into West Bengal or Kolkata, we see people having the bunk beds and leading the family in a small single room of a space. So we trying to tell it's a workspace. We can't force them because at least if it is women, they depend on men for their family needs. Well, if it is men working from the family, he has to do the whole and soul. So there are a lot of issues which they will also have to task in while they are working from home. Actually, to tell, Zoom fatigue is nothing but an online fatigue due to that attending of social virtual meetings. We all know that there is no other way that we will have to do at this point of time. I thank and give the credit to all the teachers who are struggling. I had a staff of my own where it was like through the mobile. She used to conduct the classes. Reason is the need of the hour. Most of us have lost jobs. All of us know there is huge demand for job right now. Survivability or survival of the fittest is the need which is happening. As we all know, the second wave has hit us very bad. We are trying to see to that how best we can cope up. Similarly, the kids also are in the condition where they will have, there is no alternate. Since more than a year, the children have not gone out of home. The stress, the multitasking happening are called as the screen stimuli that has been faced by the child, or anxiety level, neuropsychological disorders, and the conflicts that happens in the family. So many things we are also taking up, because while it comes to choice of be working, there are other phases. While if it's women, she will have to balance home, she will have to balance entire house and come back to work. And if we talk about workspace, where will she get the workspace? How can she try to see to that she will be given a separate room? Husband is working in another space, children are attending classes in another space, and a lot of issues like this, which were because we Indians have not been adapted to this type of situation. If it is foreign countries, as we all know, there were natural calamities because they were adapted to online method of studying. We have got open just right now because of the uncalled situation. Everything in India right now also is on a trial and error basis. Even doctors are quite unaware how it is going to happen, what it is going to happen. That is how the second wave was hit. And imagine we are in that trying to give the online classes. The child, the parent, everybody are having this anxiety issues, because of which there are lots of appetite loss happening, irritations in the family, and they will have to ultimately see to that there is lack of sleep, as well as there are so many do's and don'ts which they don't try to understand how to take it up. In between that, only 3 hours of we teaching them, we give pressurizing. So all this is a method where online is putting us onto the fatigue. So totally I would not blame the situation. We would not try to understand is that how till we are going to be in this phase. When till, because none of us are aware. Everything is on a research and a trial and error basis. All of us all are seeing every day as a new day. What next? How next? When next? This is how it is happening. So in these cases, there are two different types of fatigue. Again, we will have to understand there is transient fatigue, cognitive fatigue, which is nothing but where it is excessive sleep, lack of sleep. All this is happening. So we will have to be in that phase to understand this, that everyone do need a break. We cannot continuously sit for 8 hours. Back-to-back meetings cannot be attended. Back-to-back webinars cannot be taken. All of us will get frustrated, irritated. That pressure goes on to the family, the kids. So there is a lot of inconveniences which we all are facing. Even in spite of that, while we come on to the online, we see to that everything is normal. So what I say is that we will have to see to that we balance things. Maybe we do not know when till the situation is like this. Maybe schools opening in the October also would be doubtful if we have to face the third wave. Hope so. There is vaccine which would come up, and we would try be in that position that all of us at least will complete 2 doses, and we will not be into that phase of panicky condition trying to tell what is next. Because most of us know that most of the educationists lost their life. 800 to 900 teachers are no more due to COVID. So many faces of families have lost their parents. So let us all tell Om Shanti to them. We will see to that this fatigue does not carry, because as Bailson notes that regular face-to-face interaction is better than communicating over online. So always it is one-to-one interaction, face-to-face interaction, which will reduce a lot of other traumas. So we hope for the best, think for the good things, so that we can always have that normal condition to face the challenges in the right way. Thank you.
Dr. Hemlata, that's fantastic. I will take another clue from Mohanji, and I will open the floor for all three. Definitely,
Yeah.
the participants who are watching through Zoom, you can all start putting down your question in chat section as well. Now, Mohanji was
Yeah.
talking about a very valid point that there was some sound were coming from pressure cooker, and he has that luxury to shift
Yeah.
the place.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a very important question what I'm asking right now. Now, if I distribute or if I divide the schools of India in multi-layered structure, so the top of the schools, typically the affordability of the parents and the fees are kind of high. So if I see the houses of the students, houses of the teachers, and school infra, forget about the school infra. So because it's a high paying school, the school teachers come from an affluent family. So the sizes of the house is bigger. And
Recently,
students,
while a small survey had been done, while I had been to a remote area, I could see a teacher putting a tent, sitting in that, opening the mobile data, taking the classes. Forget about the workspace. But challenge is that he had to reach his kids, all the board exams happening, how to go, how to reach, because remote areas, there is a network issue, there is internet problems. Most of the houses do not have internet. 3 to 4 people getting and grabbing, gathering in one particular house, sitting and attending the classes, because gadgets are really costly for many people to afford for. Maybe I am affordable, you are affordable, few of us are affordable, but everybody in the situation are not affordable for bigger gadgets. So 3 to 4 people sharing it, multiple tasks happening. So hats off to those all the teachers who have been doing it in the remote areas. We here at least we will not face those in the urban areas. But I am talking about the rural blade, or called as this mountainy, hilly region. Think about Northeast. All these places have taken it as a big task and a challenge, and definitely it's leading to a lot of stress. To come out of the stress, what we have to do is we will have to see to that we will not log in more than 3 to 4 hours.
that is right, but still I'll be going slightly on the deeper side of it. Forget about the hill areas and all. If I take an example of Mumbai, now the way Mumbai has been structured, you will be finding sky high building, and after that there is some slums. Mohanji,
Major
I'll
bit.
come. I'm just asking the question. Okay. Now those
Amritva?
slums are typically the communities. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Mohanji.
Amritva, Hemlata ji was talking about Northeast. Coincidentally, I've worked in Guwahati, Nagaon, and other places. We have even JP school. We have close to Badrinath. So ahead of Joshimath. You see, the model they have picked up is that in panchayat the children are taught in panchayat because accessibility to net is very remote. So what they have done is the big LCDs are fixed. So children are put at a distance of 6 feet. 2 गज की दूरी मेंटेन करते हुए पंचायतों में पढ़ाई चलती है remote areas में. Even if I talk about our schools which are in Bulandshahr region, so but luckily, coincidentally, the issue in urban school is very different. If I'm talking about NCR schools, well, where I'm sitting is a very small working arena. Around the wall, I have fixed in a table, and I'm away from my kitchen and away from my bedroom. Because at home, the rule is of a madam, not of mine. So you need to transform your living place into a workplace. That is a number one. Number two, you have to adhere to a regular schedule. Actually, हम लोग बेडरूम में भी बैठ के पढ़ाना चाहते हैं, हम ड्राइंग रूम में भी बैठ के पढ़ाना चाहते हैं, और हम कोई भी ड्रेस पहन के पढ़ाना चाहते हैं. You don't get a feel. Very simple.
No, we don't definitely
You can't have a feel unless you are fully dressed up and you are sitting in a workplace.
Very true, sir. I agree for that.
Yeah, these are some of the, and then as Hemlata ji said, your other assignment commitments can put it later part, so that you are ensuring that it is only 120 minutes. And the one more point I want to make it, Amritva, since you come from higher education, CBSE has introduced alternative academic calendar, which is only in papers. Nobody has experienced. I deal with a lot of schools in Delhi, outside Delhi. It is talking about engage model as lesson plan to reach the students. It is talking about slashed curriculum. I mean, where is the question of assessment? Assessment is all in hand of schools.
Right.
The syllabus is in 10th class has already gone for internal assessment. The other day I was hearing, the principal of the Shriram College of Commerce, Mrs. Simrit Kaur, she was saying that even class 12 examination might have to go for,
Cancellation.
internal assessment. So currently the situation is not covering syllabus. Currently is to carry on with the education online and ensure that your teachers, as you rightly said, it is the job of management and JP to arrange for cylinders. We have even arranged cylinders for our teachers. I, being a manager of 3 schools, in each of the infirmary, we have huge gas cylinders with fixed flow meters. As and when there is a need arising, we give it to the teachers. And luckily, we are blessed. We have also a hospital in Noida, JP Hospital, where it's very bad situation going on. Thank you. Thank you very much, Amritva.
Sure, I'll go to Lata ji. See, the question will be surrounding across the infra, because the school teachers of the affluent school has a bigger house. They have at least, if I consider, at least they have some considerate place where they can concentrate. Even Dr. Hemlata ji was talking that, probably husband is also working in a different room. Wife is also working in a different room as a teacher, and their kids is also attending classes. Now there is eco, there is a problem of bandwidth. And if you still want to have no eco, you need to have a slightly different room or some different spaces. Only it is possible if you have a slightly bigger house. But if you go to slightly downward, okay, the houses size are less. The schools are struggling with the attendance, and the students themselves are saying, it's a direct feedback I'm talking, that there are underprivileged kids whom I am associated with. They have told me, we are getting scolded that you are not attending classes. Where to attend class? Because one of my other sister is doing, or like we don't have that much gadgets. Secondly, if both start attending classes in two different budgets, the room size is so small that there is echo. So somebody has to drop. The same problem coming with the teacher also. Forget, I'm not even going to the community. I'm talking about even small scale houses as well. The same problem they are facing, and we are expecting the learning to continue. Somewhere the academicians need to come out with a model where the learning, see, of course the learning is affected, but at least the feedback I am getting right now, see, learning, first you beautifully talked about cognitive fatigue. I think right now, if I see the way students are behaving, the cognitive fatigue is more than the online fatigue. So online still, if still they are finding it interesting in the online, if that interests them. But it's continuous assessment, continuous study, continuous this thing and that thing. Particularly, they are just, their mind has blocked up again and again. Right now, how we can pep up their motivational? The battery has gone for a toss. The students' battery has gone for a toss. We need to have a recharge. Till only they can start learning. My question will be to Lata Murthy. Any best practices you have been following, or probably any best kind of suggestion you can give, so that the teachers or the school or the management can think of coming up with some activities and all. See, online activities is very difficult. Some people are still managing to do it, but some schools are still struggling because they don't have that ideation process. How you can actually pep up the students? Forget about the learning. Learning will happen once they are ready to learn.
Yes, very well
Dr. Lata
said.
Murthy.
Yes, very well said, Mr. Amitava. And I think Mohan sir and Dr. Hemalata Murthy also spoke about, the fatigue and all that. But yes, initially I did mention that, there are some issues which everybody is facing in general, not only the students. It is, from the younger generation to the older people. Everybody is facing the same issue. Now, if you are thinking that if we are talking about online classes only, in that case, there are many, challenges, because reachability is one of the issues. And, the teachers, conducting the classes, a number of hours, number of screen time, whatever the screen time is. And if you take all these into consideration, there are a lot of things that we have to discuss on it. Okay. But now, how we can control this, how we can ensure that the classes happen well, is that, first of all, there should be a proper planning to be implemented in the schools or colleges. That proper planning, time management skills is learned through online classes only. Nowadays, children are not learning that time management at all. So, unnecessarily there has been absenteeism from the students' end and also from the teachers' end. It is not only from the students' end I'm talking about the absenteeism. There are absenteeisms from the teachers' end as well. They are also mentally not prepared to take the classes. So how are we going to overcome this challenge? Yes, by giving them the proper technological experience or the proper knowledge on how to use the technology, how to use, being creative. That is very important. Now, supposing I'm creative, I'm doing something and I'm teaching a story in a different way to a child of first standard or second standard. At that point of time, the child will not leave the class and go. The child will say, I want to listen again and again. And Dr. Hemalata Murthy mentioned that we have to have face-to-face. Now, what we are doing now is also face-to-face only, but not physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are doing face-to-face.
Well,
Now, face-to-face, you have only your class children there, and nobody is disturbing you, and you're taking the classes for your child. But be creative. Ask the child what the child wants to learn from this and all that. The subjects and the curriculum, how it is designed. If the teacher is rushing in completing one subject, like reading a book or doing something like that, that is not the way how we have to teach online. Online, we have to teach differently. So we have to be different to teach differently. We have to be the change to make a change.
Lataji, well said. I have huge respect for the academicians. You see, there are two troubles with our system. Meta learning has never been a part of our system.
Okay.
Self-learning has never been a part of our students' life.
Yes.
If you look at the Engage model, it is fully focused on that. Once this assessment system, which is underway under the PARC, under the National Testing Agency, Vinny Joshi ji is working 360-degree assessment. Once, that is completely based on meta learning. So we have to orient our children to have self-control over their learning. They have to have
Correct.
self-discipline, self-control.
Yes.
That is number one. Number two, you will agree with me, Dr. Murthy, is that
Yes.
you see these children are now handled by parents who have no whatsoever idea of monitoring the learning process, but yet they are an active part of it. In fact, our teacher's salute is that in one piece, they are educating the father, the child, and the grandmother.
Yes, even in spite
All
of
of them.
Betel, everybody would sit in front of the screen. We have been
Very
facing
true.
this crisis. Yes.
I think you will agree with me that we
Yeah,
need
definitely.
to involve somewhere a program whereby the parents are educated to transform their houses into the classrooms. That is number one. I agree. We can do nothing about digital divide. What Amrita was talking, but whatever we can do something as an academicians, take up meta learning so that our children are used to of governing, their monitoring their own
Offline
learning.
help. Yes, sir.
Yes, offline help. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Amrita.
I
Thank
think
you,
I
sir.
have got a fantastic. I have got a fantastic response, Dr. Murthy, from one of the teacher of JP Greater Noida, Neha Verma. She has beautifully
Yes.
written, "We are sharing things need of the hour." I think I would like to elaborate. The reason I am telling you, I know that
I think there is
these
a
and that and all.
Network.
network issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
Oh,
repeat?
you are.
If you can repeat, now we can, there was somewhere a problem.
There was a
Neha
lag
Verma,
now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Am I
we
audible
can
now?
repeat.
Okay.
Yes.
So the what Neha Verma ji has written now, that lot of
Good evening,
training and all.
I'm so sorry to interrupting in between, but I have not written that. So
Okay,
somebody
somebody has
else
written.
written. Yes.
Okay, whatever, but that is a very bang on point. The reason behind it. So there are publication houses who are giving a lot of training and all, that is fine. But the teachers can learn from the other teachers what is the good practices they are following. I think that should be the roadmap, and how the best practices can be taken down in the micro to the other teachers in the form of might be a video session or might be the peer learning. I think that will be a very, very good opener and the help from the across the teachers. I'm talking about not only the APS school but the higher school also. So how do you see that probably the peer learning can actually be the way forward when the entire India is struggling? Or any steps on this? Open for
Yeah,
all.
that is a very good point that you have said.
Point.
Yes, very good point. Yes. So what we have to do is each and every school we have to associate with each other, and we have to try and help each other and ensure that our teachers become a trainer to train the teachers.
Trainer.
Like, yeah, they discuss with each other. So in that case, see what's happening right now is the mindset is like that. Mera school hai, my school. My teachers should not get associated with other teachers. There's no opportunity at all.
Yes.
Only when we conduct some conferences or some this one, because all the institutions are scared. My teacher will leave my school and go to the other school.
Amritva, I
Okay.
think I would like, Lataji, with your permission, I would like to make a point. You
Please.
see,
Yes,
our
sir.
lesson, I think we have two of our principals who are also there on board, Anjali ji and Meeta Bandula ji. Our lesson plan has got P2P, peer-to-peer learning, and it is not new. It's for past about 4 years. We have P2P program in the school going on, whereby a teacher who's, whenever they are assessed, who are assessed at the, at the top bracket, they are tied up with the average teacher so that they go along together and they tend to improve. So the stress on peer learning has been, we have a lesson plan which is, supporting the teacher's education as well.
That's very nice, sir.
Self-learning, SIP, SIP, self-improvement plan, then is P2P, peer-to-peer learning program, and then is external intervention. So these three levels are put together.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
think very
So,
valid point.
very good. And so these are the things, when the schools come out with their experiences like this, at that point of time, whichever school needs this support, definitely they can take all these points into consideration
Yes.
and ensure
The
that
smaller
they
schools, bigger schools, helping the smaller schools in their fraternity, ma'am, which will really be grateful at this point, because most of us are facing financial crisis. The bigger schools might be a bit on the safer end, so that we can try to do the things in a right way, and most of the kids will not go for facing the loss that they will have to see to.
Fantastic. So Meena ji wants to share something, but before I go to Meena ji, I think that is a very valid suggestion, because in IIMs it has a structure that the older IIMs are actually mentoring the newer IIMs, and that is a fantastic, fabulous model. The way you are talking, probably the peer learning, the schools are helping each other. I think that is the way forward. I can at least see from my end. Yes, Meeta ji.
All the private schools should come in together, sir, at this point of situation, help each other.
No,
Maybe
the
tomorrow the
challenge is-
days wouldn't be this. Yeah.
Challenge is there is no specific portal like Facebook or something like that. There is no specific
Yes.
portal where students, they can start exchanging their thoughts, and all. Probably one portal might be a very good addition if somebody thinks of. Meeta ji, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Pal, first of all, I compliment you, all the panelists, for taking such a important topic today, because since this pandemic started and all schools started the online teaching, shifted to online teaching mode, nobody thought of this problem of fatigue, online fatigue. And this issue is more with little children.
I think we have lost Meeta ji.
Yeah, there's a technical glitch somewhere.
Sorry, I will put my video off because the
That's fine. That's
bandwidth is a
perfectly
little low.
all right. Yeah.
So I just want to mention, as all of you were discussing, that children are facing cognitive fatigue and physical fatigue more than adults. So what we are doing is we are coming up with alternative teaching methodologies like blended learning and learning at their own pace. So our teachers are conducting a lot of innovative activities and to just pep up the children, to make learning a joyful experience for them. And also we are introducing some recreation activities, like we are doing Zumba dance with children. We are introducing circle time, where they are sharing their views, and teachers are also making use of some educational technology tools. Okay, so that children get excited to participate and they don't feel that fatigue. So being an educationist, I think we have to come up with such alternative ways of teaching, so that at least whatever essential topics we have to share, we share it in a very different way to make learning a very joyful experience for children. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meeta ji.
Amritva, the
Yeah.
Mita school, there are two boys who have played for the country. There is a boy who has played for basketball in India. There is a boy who has represented India in the under 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think on the same note, just to give you a kind of heads up, right now, I don't know whether you guys are aware, there is a board has been set up by the Sports Ministry. It's called NSCB, National Sports Education Board. National Sports Education Board is actually working very, very closely with the CBSE and the other board, because of what happens, particularly the athletes. So if I give you a statistics right now, the Singapore, the America, and the best countries who have the highest medal, almost between 55 to 75% population are interested in sports. Out of that, half, that means somewhere around 33-35% are actively participating sports. Okay. Now the shocking figure of India is 62% of Indian people are interested in sports, which is as per the global standard. Only 1% participate in sports, and on that 1%, 85% youth leave their active sports because of multiple problems. They don't get their proper support, they don't get proper support at schools and
There is
coaches
a
and all.
big lobby for that, sir, which we will have to face. We are facing
No,
it.
I'll give you an update before I kind of maybe kind of national level or athlete level kind of stuff, the way Mohanji was talking. Similarly, right now athletes need to complete year on year. They don't have that luxury that they can't have a credit bank which they can redeem later. So National Education Board is actually working on a model where they can pursue their actual passion, like the different sports and all. They can have their own credit bank, and in future they can actually use the multiple exit. Okay, they can pursue, they can come back, and they can continue, so that diploma, degree, and all will be continuing. So NSCB is working very beautifully. Of course, it will take more meeting and the fine tuning, but once it gets implemented, all the schools will be notified, and that will be a fantastic thing for all the athletes in future, as well as this is also going to be helpful across the school. The reason behind it, we know that sports actually help in the cognitive development. So the students
For sure.
will be taking up more, and probably it will be fantastic boost for the academic learning as well. I think thank you very much for all, but definitely I'll be really happy to see if I get any portal in future that somebody has thought about the school peer learning. People can register themselves and start sharing to each other. Probably that will be the best. I'll really look forward such portal. But definitely, Mohanji, Dr. Lata Murthy, and Hemlata ji, thank you very much for your time. For the audience, definitely the EduTalk, Dr. Shashi ji is coming up with a lot of good panelists. Keep watching
I
EduTalk.
thank EduTalk and Shashi ma'am for giving this opportunity, sir. It was a wonderful weekend for us to discuss on happening, which is a need of the hour, and we are discussing about it. And every time we are facing a lot of challenges. So I would thank Shashi ma'am for making this platform a grand success. And glad is that I am also a part of this.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sharma
you
sir,
have-
and thank you so much, Mr. Amitava Pal, and
Thank you.
Everyone.
Dr. Hemanta Murthy.
Lata
And
ma'am,
I thank all
Mohan
the
sir.
participants, audiences, as well as the team EduTalk, Dr. Shashi Pandey and her team. Wish you all the best. And the school peer learning, what Mr. Amitava Pal said, yes, definitely. I'm into that, and I will ensure that I circulate it to
Yes,
all of
ma'am.
you.
Lata ma'am has always been a challenging part for us, and a lovely ma'am where I've been associated, and I am very glad that I'm with her always. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank you
you,
so much.
Amitwa sir, and thank you, Mohan sir.
Thank you, Amritva. Thank you very much. Your moderation was more like a sportsman.
Wonderful,
You
yes.
gave space, wonderful space to one and all to speak. And Shashi, thank you very much. She's been, the tiny girl has been making a lot of difference in this situation. And I've been associated right from the day one program. Thank you, Shashi. Well done.
Thank you all.
Thank you, one and
good luck.
all.
Be
Thank
safe,
you.
all the
Good luck.
participants.
Thank you.
Day ahead.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank
Stay
you.
safe
Bye.
and all the best.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you very much,
Bye-bye.
respected panelists. You discuss on the good topic. So, especially thanks to Hemlata ma'am, who has
Yes, sir.
discussed about the rural areas problem on the online classes. So, ma'am,
Yeah.
I want to tell you कि मैं आपको बता दूं कि रूरल एरिया में तो इतनी प्रॉब्लम है कि आप नेटवर्क वगैरह का छोड़िए, उनके पास में गजेट्स भी नहीं है.
गजेट्स भी नहीं है,
But
मालूम है सर.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes. But if you suggest them, if you tell them their benefits,
Yes.
मैंने ये प्रैक्टिकल किया हुआ है क्योंकि मैं बहुत रूरल एरिया में ही हूँ. ट्राइबल ब्लैक है ये जहाँ पे मैं वर्क करता हूँ एज ए प्रिंसिपल. तो मैंने क्या किया कि फ्यूचर में आपको गजेट्स के साथ में ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन अगर आप लेते हैं तो आपको क्या बेनिफिट्स होने वाले हैं, ये मैंने उनको समझाया. जब मैंने ये उनको समझाया तो उन्होंने सब फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस दी है कि वो अपने बच्चों की पढ़ाई के लिए गजेट खरीदें. और ईश्वर की कृपा से कि मैंने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से ऑनलाइन हैंडल किया इस बार. और कुछ हालांकि अभी 50% ही है, मैं और 100% में जाना चाहता हूँ इस बारे में, क्योंकि अब आएगा, क्योंकि अब तो ये साल भी ऐसे ही चलना है. दिस ईयर
हाँ
आल्सो
सर.
online
Yes,
class.
very much, very much, sir. It's a
Yeah.
challenging, one more academic year for all of us to take
Yes,
it up, sir.
Yes,
Ghanshyam
too
sir,
much challenging
let
for
me-
us. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let me just put in a word here. You said that
Yeah, ma'am.
regarding the gadgets and all that. Yes,
Yeah, ma'am.
reachability जो है वो बहुत poor है, and we call
Yeah.
ourselves as digital India. वो digital India नहीं है अभी तक.
No,
हमको
no.
अभी करना है.
और
Digital
भी
India
नहीं
करना है.
होगा, मैम. Digital
और-
India to happen 225, we will hope for the best, ma'am.
Okay. And
After
अभी जो
the
आप gadgets के बारे में
220.
बात कर रहे हैं, any
जी, जी.
schools from the rural areas, whoever are facing issues or problems, kindly connect to Dr. Shashi Pandey and she will tell me about that, or she'll share my number with all of you and my email ID. We are there to help all the rural schools, whichever are facing problems for the gadgets. We are going to help them out. Okay, my
I have
company-
your number, ma'am. I have your number.
have
We
my
are
number.
common connection
just-
on LinkedIn.
All right, that's great, sir.
Ah.
What you do is,
Yeah.
in case anybody from the team, from the audiences, if they have any
Yes.
connects, any rural school is facing any issues in regards
Yeah.
to the technology or in regards to the gadgets, please connect
ma'am.
to us. We are there to help them out. We want to
Yeah.
help maximum number of students and teachers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
You're
ma'am.
welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, Ananal sir. Good luck. Great day ahead. And hoping
And
for
be
another
safe.
one more peaceful year. Stay safe,
And-
all of you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
the most important part right now.
Yes,
you all.
yes, very much.
Yeah,
Thank you all.
Bye. Bye.
Raise to